In the shadows where the silence speaks, I walk the line where the lost souls seek. With whispers of hope and a guiding light, I'll search the dark, bring the truth to light. I'm a seeker of the unseen, bridging worlds where the heart has been. With every heartbeat, every tear, I'll find the way, I'll draw you near. Through the echoes of the past I tread, unlocking stories of the words unsaid. With every vision I'll stand my ground. In the name of love, the lost will be found. I'm a seeker of the unseen, bridging worlds where the heart has been. With every heartbeat, every tear, I'll find the way, I'll draw you near. Hope is fading, I won't let go. I'll be your compass, your guiding glow. Together we'll break through the darkest night. For every lost soul, I'll bring back the light. I'm a seeker of the unseen, bridging worlds where the heart has been. With every heartbeat, every tear, I'll find a way, I'll draw you near. I'm a seeker of the unseen, I'm bridging worlds where the heart has been, where the heart. With every heartbeat, every tear, I'll find the way, I'll draw you near. Draw you near. Through the echoes of the past I tread, unlocking stories of the words unsaid. With every vision I'll stand my ground. In the name of love, the lost will be found. Through the echoes of the past I tread, unlocking stories of the words unsaid. With every vision I'll stand my ground. In the name of love, the lost will be found. Through the echoes of the past I tread, unlocking stories of the words unsaid. With every vision I'll stand my ground. In the name of love, the lost will be found. My hope and hope is fading, I won't let go. I'll be your compass, your guiding glow. Together we'll break through the darkest night. For every lost soul, I'll bring back the love. When hope is fading, I won't let go. I'll be your compass, your guiding glow. Together we'll break through the darkest night. For every lost soul, I'll bring back the light.
Hi, I'm Rochelle, the Psychic Sleuth. Spirit shows me patterns across past, present, and future. What comes through can be symbolic, metaphoric, or not always literal, though sometimes it is. Messages often carry multiple meanings that weave together through energetic tracking, prophetic sequencing, and blueprint mapping. I know I talk fast sometimes, it's just how spirit flows through me. You can always replay or slow down if you need to. I triple check what I receive with astrology and cards, but this isn't about being 100% right. It's about truth, responsibility, and integrity. I'm the one sitting with spirit on these cases, so this is a space for truth seeking, not debate. Please respect the work. If you can't honor spirit, this may not be the place for you. If my work resonates, the best way to help is through community support for Justice's Cadaver Dog Training Fund. It doesn't take huge donations. Even the cost of a coffee adds up when many give. Shop new merch and help Justice on his mission. Links to my shop and donation page are pinned below. Every purchase helps fund the work. Thank you for being here. Now let's get on to today's case. All right, guys. So today I'm going to be doing a location for Susan Powell. And I've been working on this for quite a while to try to refine it. I kind of got brought back into it again. I actually looked into this a few months ago, and I had a location, and I don't think I sent in the tip for it. I wasn't even aware that they had went and looked at this location, and I think she's still there. I think she was missed. But first of all, so one of the last readings I did, I think, was one of the most accurate ones. It was more focused. I think before that I was kind of all over the place because he was all over the place. And interconnects and whatnot, but he was all over the place. So it all started when I had a dream of the word topaz, and I'll show you exactly when I got that. So right here, 8/23/22. Huh, interestingly enough, that's very close to now. So interesting. I got it in sleep and believe this is Susan. Um, I wasn't sure at the time, and again, I wasn't aware that they had actually looked in that area. Now, the strongest direction on the astrology is actually topaz. Um, the description, everything. So, I'll tell you what happened the other night. First of all, I think that part of her, possibly her head, is somewhere else. I feel like it's on a property, and I think I said this in the last reading that I did, inappropriately related to, I think it's Stephen Powell, Josh's dad. Either it's buried somewhere, uh, either flower bed, yard, could be in a crawl space or something. My head just started hurting. But really, the way that it came across was that it was buried somewhere on that property, or a property that's connected to them. Because it seems like there's 2 disposal points, but that came in before I ever looked at the astrology. Then, when I started to look at the astrology, we figured out that topaz was actually the right direction and the right area. And the crazy thing is, and I'll tell you what happened because this is absolutely nuts, is let me pull up her map really quick. So interestingly enough, like I double checked all the bearings and everything. Like these are the bearings, directions, miles. This is a little too far. But basically all the bearings and directions give this area. So what I was doing the other day is I was driving on the map, of course. Let me go down here so you can open it up. Whoops. Shoot. So I was driving. It's okay. um Along this road right here, right? And I started getting a shoulder pain in my left shoulder. And I was like, that's kind of weird. I'm going to keep going until the shoulder pain stops. So I kind of was like going up this road at this bush burial road. And remember, there was a lot of snow and stuff that day, so she wouldn't be way up in the mountains. But the interesting thing is that I've always gotten a reference to the Dark Crystal, the movie. So that reminds me of like the purple crystals and amethyst. And I did not know they had amethyst here. So we're looking for an area that specifically has amethyst in it, I think. But, and like a cavern type, it can be a natural cavern or something like that. But, anyways, I was following this, like this arm pain, this left shoulder pain, right? And it led me to here, and I all of a sudden wanted to turn and go here. And when I got to here, it stopped in this area right here off of Starvation Bench Road. Um, all of a sudden, the pain subsided. It was the weirdest thing. But at the time when I felt it, I was like, is that Josh? Because it didn't feel very much like Susan. And, on the other side, just because they do bad things here doesn't mean that they get stuck or anything on the other side. Sometimes I actually do like to help because they realize what they've done. So, I found it very interesting that it stopped right here. And it's very hard to tell from the map what's here, right? But one thing I kept seeing was him putting rocks on top of her. So I don't know, it feels like it's in a my rods are saying yes to like a cavern type area. But it would be somewhere that he could put her in and then cover up with rocks. I have tipped this in to Heavy D and also law enforcement because, again, the arm pain, right? So today, I'm like, huh, well, it's interesting, and my teeth hurt here too. But interestingly enough, I decided to check the bearing and the miles for this, like I have been on the other cases. And I'm coughing. See? Ah. So even if you go a little bit, it's still gonna be accurate. This feels like the right area. So this is where the miles and bearings gives us. So it is in this area, and it's just interesting that it almost hits directly. I mean, you can go out a little bit more, and it's still gonna be accurate. So interestingly enough, today I'm back on here and I'm checking the miles and the bearings, and all of a sudden I'm like, you know what? Did Josh have any shoulder pain? Because I've never really researched about the case because I never knew when I was going to be done working on it or whatever. Did not know this. So I Google, did Josh have shoulder pain? And it pops up. He had shoulder pain, rotator cuff tear, allegedly from an accident about 10 days after she went missing. And I was like, holy crap. Holy crap. What are the odds he gave me this strong ass shoulder pain, or I got this strong ass shoulder pain? I'm thinking of him, and I like kind of get led to this area and it stops. Okay, I mean it's not exact area, no, but we're thinking too it was snowing and stuff. It's gonna be somewhere that's easy to get to. It's not gonna be way up in the mountains. So I don't know if this area specifically has been searched. It's a large area. I know that they went searching there. This is the most likely out area, southwest. About 100 miles or so. So the first initial disposal is closer to the house, is more like property that has something to do with, again, his dad. And then we have this far away property, or this far away area. So again, and I'm coughing, of course, but I found this freaking wild, dude. That I did not know he had shoulder pain, and it was weird because I was like, when I looked it up and I saw that, and then I started to say, holy crap, I got chills, like really, really cold. And I'm like, yeah, I think he's trying to tell us something. And, like I said, they change on the other side. So I found that really freaking interesting. Um, and again, I think he's piled rocks on top of her because I keep seeing that. Like, so she's gonna be buried kind of deep in a way, and some sort of natural cavern. I got a huge yes when I asked about that, and so I tipped it out. And I think they're gonna not want to search this because they've already searched it. But how many times have you seen places searched where people end up being? It happens all the time, and it's a huge area, and you can always be in the wrong location in an area. If you're not in the exact spot, then you're not going to find somebody. So I think this warrants something, and I'm getting a freaking headache now. I wanted to put this out because it was just wild the way that, and now my shoulder's hurting again. The way that I kind of was led to that area, and it matches the bearing and direction. So it seems like that side of the hill, that side of the mountain, is the most likely area. There we go. So I mean, it seems like all the bearings kind of go this direction. The degrees. It seems like it's most likely this side of the mountain. And this is topaz, and I got that a while ago. So, and interestingly enough, she kept showing me like an airplane flying, and I felt like, I don't know if she was trying to tell me that. I mean, I realized later that he took Charlie to watch airplanes, but interestingly enough, I just kept thinking if one flies over the middle, because that's kind of how it felt. So I don't know if that makes sense at all, but this area doesn't make sense right here, but it's part of the bearing. So it's just like bearings are locations, so they give you like a range of bearings and a range of miles, and it just happens to be that one of them lines up with that spot. So, anyways, that's basically what I got on this. And so there seems to be two different locations, which both have been tipped in. Yeah, so that's what I have for Susan Powell. I'm just putting up a bunch of videos today of locations. that I feel need to be out, and that have been tipped into law enforcement already, and we'll see how it goes. Meet the otter that guards my sacred sparkle. These aren't just any bracelets and products. They're energy tools from outer spirit. Real crystals, real intention, and real cute. Worn in every reading, loved through every channeling, and they're otter approved. Wearing intention matters, especially in my spiritual work. All pieces from Otter Spirit are handcrafted with real stones, protective energy, and a 2-year warranty. They're sacred, durable, and adorably wild, just like the ones who inspired them. And when you purchase, you're not just supporting my spiritual work. $1 from every bracelet goes to help protect real-life otters, too. Because cute chaos deserves protection. Durable, beautiful, and soul-aligned. Exactly how I like my tools and my people. Links in the description, in the Linktree, if you feel pulled. Also get 10% off with the code OtterFamily.